Hello and welcome to another Twitch stream. I am Brian, the Unskilled Commander, and this is Who's That Creator, where I showcase a creator, big or small, so that you don't miss out on really awesome Magic the Gathering content. Today, I'm joined by an awesome guest, my good friend Chris, who has a big part of the community and has helped me early in my journey. So it's really awesome to have him here. Chris, thanks a lot for being a part of this.
So we're thankful to be here.
So let's go ahead and jump in with the first question, the low-hanging fruit. Tell everybody who you are, where they can find you, and what your content is.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris, One More Game MTG. All of my links are at omgmtg.com. Pretty straightforward, clean-cut domain website right there. My predominancy is I stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I have videos on YouTube, and I basically stream a bunch of like new cards, new combos, everything like that on Instagram. But you can also catch me at all the conventions with Magic Kids, where I actually teach the peoples how to play Magic. Because, like I said, there's always ways to expand the game and expand this family. And through that is basically by teaching them. And I think that's being able to do that is a huge accomplishment.
So what prompted you to become a Magic the Gathering content creator, and how long have you been doing it?
I have always just loved the game myself, love teaching it to other players, allowing people who don't have the ability to play as easily or like understand the game itself. I love to like show them, like give them cards, teach them. I've been doing this slowly. I originally started playing when I was around 10 years old.
Wow.
And from there, I did the typical stuff. I played Magic first, then I went to Pokemon, then I went to Yu-Gi-Oh! At the middle school, it's cool kind of phase, stuff like that. And then like early high school, I got back into Magic. And then when I went to college, I brought in, I think 4 or 5 milk crates full of Magic cards. And I was in an engineering dorm and like everyone played Magic at that point. So
Awesome.
I was like, this is fantastic. But most of the cards I had, I wasn't, they're sitting there. So I just gave them away to everyone so we can all play games together.
Yeah.
And then as the years progressed, I met more people from Magic, and being like my best friends now, they're all through Magic. Like that's what it is. And it's being able to connect with new people. I wanted to just keep that going. And I was already playing the games. Why not just keep playing for other people to watch and to learn the game? And that's really where it opened the door to like start doing content creation. Is I want to be able to like grow other channels, grow other players, and like to collaborate and find different ways to like give back as opposed to just like keeping it all to myself in a sense, you know?
Right. I mean, that makes sense. And like I see it as, you know, like I said, you helped me when I got started, but I've seen you help others as well. I mean, it's been along the journey, I've consistently seen you helping other creators, whether they're big or small, like do things. And that's really awesome that you, I don't want to say give back to the community because that always sounds so, you know.
No, I hate you.
but you know, you're part of it and you do that. So is there a story behind your name and logo?
So originally it was me and my 2 friends, well, technically 3 friends at the time. It was me, Corey, Eddie, and Josh. We were just playing games every single Sunday. We're like, screw it, let's just make a channel. And we were the Commander crew. And then eventually we all had different perspectives. Corey went his own way. He became that TCG player. Josh was super heavy into CEDH. He started just doing CEDH on his own. And then Eddie and myself were like, we want to still do like a wider range of different things. So him and I joined up together and did our thing. We were just sitting there just shooting the shots and like, hey, what name should we call us? And I was like having no thought to it whatsoever. And then just randomly I'm like, why the heck not just call it One More Game? Literally no thoughts to it whatsoever. And then my buddy, he literally goes, One More Game is OMG. And I'm like, no. And I didn't think anything of it. Like when I literally said One More Game, I literally just said One More Game just for the hell of it. Like I literally had no instinct behind like that. If that's gonna even stick and be the channel name.
But it makes sense because people do that. Like that's how you when you're gaming at a friend's house. It's like, well, okay, it's 11:30. You got time for one more game? I mean, that makes sense.
And it fits so perfectly. And then I was like, let me just check to see if the domain's available. And weirdly enough, OMG MTG, the domain was available. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do this. And then as for the logo, originally it wasn't the corgi. Originally is like you'll see part of the one that like you posted up. It has we had like a gold ring and we had like deep royal blues and gold as our like logo, and it just had One More Game with like a little like blue feathered out cards. And as it progressed and whatnot, I was like, I want to be more playful with it, and I have the corgi, and I was like, oh, I was like, I want to make some like emojis on Twitch. So I was just looking through different emojis, like, oh, why not just do corgis? Like, I have a corgi. Why the heck not?
Yeah.
Throw the corgi in there, and it went from there. And I just started putting corgis on everything, and it's more playful, it's more inviting. It's like a cartoon, but it's still funny, and it's quirky. And the colors themselves, they're at that bright contrast of the blues and the orange are contrasting colors. So it melds well on the color pie and spectrum like that. So like that works out, and it's just stuck through there. That's where it came into play.
No, that's cool. I mean, and I love it because it's the little corgi is always cute because it like different, I've seen it in like different positions and stuff, and it's like, and you can do the emotes with it, and you can do little, like just tags with it and stuff. So I really like it. And I always wondered why the corgi was there with it, the OMG. So that's cool.
Yep.
Just making it more, because I swear I do remember it didn't, like when I first met you, it must have been the time when it was before the corgi, because wasn't it more like you were in a suit or something? Wasn't it like?
Yeah, I had myself in a suit, like super. I was like very like regal and like business-esque.
Yeah.
Where I had the royal blues and like the bright brass gold metal colors, and it was all like super professional. And I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Like, this is just like, it looks good,
right?
Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
but it's not playful enough. And like, again, it comes down to, it's like I'm sitting here, I'm like, it's just to like reminisce about the kitchen top magic.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like, I got tournaments, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the whole point is just to have fun. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, you just want to have fun with it. And that's the premise of like the transition from like a more business-esque to like a more playful and fun orientation of it all. And it's just, you could have different emotes of the corgis.
Yeah.
Why the heck not?
Yeah, that's cool. And I have to admit, like, I think I like the fun version better, because like you said, I mean, it looked good, but it did look, little hoity-toity, little like,
Correct. Way too corporate.
Right. Yeah. I was a little like, oh, I'm going to school you. You don't know what you're talking about. That kind of thing. Like, this is more, hey, let's just get a game and have some fun. Okay. So you've been doing it for a couple years now then, for sure. So over that time, what motivates you to continue to make Magic the Gathering content?
It's still more so the teaching. It's honest Atlanta. As many other players in the game, there's the fatigue of so many sets coming out over and over and over again. That part of it, in all honesty, that draws me away from the game, because it's more so, it seems like they're just being business.
Yeah.
And I fully understand it's a for-profit company. I'm not disregarding that at all. You want to bring new players into the game. You want to expand your business models, have better outputs for the shareholders. No disregard for that whatsoever. Being able to show the cards to people around the world who can't easily see them, being able to teach people who never thought to want to play the game, like people's partners or kids. And it's those are the parts that make it worth doing it. Like, literally, when I go to conventions, like I was telling you a moment ago, like, I don't really play any games the entire time. Like, I'm legitimately, I'm working the entire week, and that's where it is. Like, but it's because I'm teaching people there, like all the different people, like new players, kids. Like, I've taught kids who are like 5 years old, and this, like, the way, like, it's just the funniest thing, like the way I explained like tapping a creature, right, and it doesn't untap at the end. Like, I would taught kids that when you go to attack, you turn sideways to take a nap. And you want to take a nap long enough so you don't want to wake up. You want to wait till the next day, which is your next turn, and then you turn it back up, and then you wake up.
Right. Okay.
Like, it's little quirky things that I've learned. Like, as I'm going, I learn all these different ways to help teach the game to different like reading levels and learning aspects. Like, that right there, it makes it very, very worth continuing to like push the game.
That is very cool. So talking about the teaching. So before I forget it, I have another question about the teaching. But that something I've always learned, or something I learned a long time ago, is that when you teach things, a lot of the time it makes you better because you start to realize it in a different way, because you have to break it down. You have to, and not even dumb it down, but you just have to break it down to its core pieces. And by doing that, you suddenly get a better understanding of it. So, like, has your skill at Magic the Gathering, playing, building decks, and just understanding the mechanics and the layer and the stack, has that improved with you teaching it all the time?
Oh yeah, and honestly, it always does because, like you were saying, like when you're teaching, like the whole point when we're teaching is not to win. You do not want to win because like it's one of those mindsets, like with a kid. If they get stomped and they lose the game, are they going to want to keep playing?
Right.
So proactively going into it, knowing that you're there to help show them that they can win, makes you understand and have more patience with the game. It's like, yeah, we're gonna play a land and we're gonna turn the land sideways. We got to make sure that there's certain order of operations, and we use the jumpstart sets to help teach the kids how to play the game, and it's very very rudimentary, and that creates a better understanding. Where a lot of times when people are playing the game, they're just trying to go boom boom boom, quick quick quick,
Yeah.
and that's not really doing anyone any justice, in all honesty. Like obviously, like when you're in a CEDH event or a wicked high powered game, people are generally just like skip this, they're just passing through. Like even when you go, oh, I'm gonna just pass to the next turn, I'm gonna go search for this card while you guys play.
Right.
But with this one, like you really slow it down to like understand, like you're saying, the layering, the rules baselines, the power, the toughness, all the different aspects of a card. You start to understand a lot better than it would be just like, I play this go. You know.
So, and with the teaching aspect again, I also wanted to ask, can you tell us? Oops, what's going on here? Sorry, I thought like I dropped or something. So how did you get involved and Magic Kids and like what it's all about? Like, and tell everybody like what it's about.
So Magic Kids is a nonprofit organization. What we do is we collect bulk from around the entire country, whether it be a bulk from creators, other programs like Card King and ACB. We collect the bulk around the country, and what we do is we create kits, and we send those out to teachers, after school programs, anyone who's trying to start up a club. And what we're doing within that kit, it has cards, deck boxes, sleeves, dice, literally everything you would need to be able to teach Magic to new and upcoming players.
Nice.
And we also offer all of the tools and support that you would need to help teach the class. So instead of just going into it like, oh, here's some cards, everyone play, it gives you the full breakdown from like the starting to the very end of it, and from the expansion from that. And that's where they come into play. It's a nonprofit, so they're only here to help. And that itself is fantastic. What got me into it was, one, I just thought the concept was fantastic. I think the fact that like you're here to solely just teach and help and expand the horizon of the game, thought that was a phenomenal idea. I think it was MagicCon Minneapolis, I think it was like 3.5 years ago. But just went to the booth, started talking to them and whatnot. Daniel Crabtree, the Crabs, he was there, and he does Pauper a lot. And we're just talking. I'm like yada yada. And the entire time, I'm just like, oh my God, God, X, Y, like the basic Boston accent kind of style like that. And I reached out to them afterwards, and I talked to Kelly, one of the people who work there, and he replied back, Christopher, with all the R's at the end of it kind of thing. And I'm like, there we are, we're in.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. Like literally at that moment, he's like, yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I tell him every single event that comes around, like I will help at any whim. I do not mind helping. And I've done tons and tons of events. Like last month was SSGCon Hartford. Before that, I was in SSGCon Orlando. Next month is going to be GCX in Orlando at Universal Studios, where they work with St. Jude's Hospital. Super rare. I didn't even know that was going to happen. When that was a funny one. It was in Chicago or Vegas of last year. GCX, the owners of that corporation, they came to our table, and I made sure I was like, hey, let me sneak real quick over here, start talking to y'all. And Jay, the owner of Magic Kids, he reached out, I was like, hey, everyone, we got paired up with GCX. Who's interested? And I replied back to him individually, go, just so you know, I talked to them specifically at the Magic. I was like, so they're the part of the reason that you got this is because of me. Just as a heads up.
Just say it.
Literally just push that into the edge. He's like, fantastic. I'll make sure that you get to go. And I said, I was like, that's fantastic. Because one, it's also with St. Jude's, another fantastic charity-based services. And it's gonna be epic. It's a video game convention. We still have no idea what we're gonna do when we get down there, but that's gonna be in Orlando. And then I have Command Fest Worcester. That's September or no, July is, I don't know, one of these days. Worcester, whatever. And then I have no idea what.
I know when I'm in the airport. That's what I'm going. This is it.
Yeah. Then I have Atlanta. I'm going to, and I think one other. Like I've been to DreamHacks. I went to the American Association of Librarians. I went to that convention last year in San Diego. some of the nicest people in
That's,
my
I
life.
mean,
All these librarians and
yeah, I could
teachers.
see that. Librarian,
My
sure.
Lanta. That was a crazy event. I did that. It was the Dungeons and Dragons 50th anniversary with Wizard of the Coast and Magic Kids, and we were there the whole weekend.
That's
That
awesome.
was insane. So like I've been able to go to all these different conventions and people around. I've been literally East Coast, West Coast, up and down. Like it's fantastic to like expand that horizon like so much.
Yeah, that's really cool because I only learned about like Magic Kids really like middle of last year, I think, and because they were at Commander's Sealed, I think, and then like or maybe they were at Vegas for sure, and that I know I
Yep.
saw a bunch of the stuff there, and I even donated some of my bulk that I got from Vegas, like from opening packs and stuff. So I mean, and not to make it sound like it's like, oh, you just dump your garbage there, but I mean it is a great concept in terms of like when you're at a massive convention like one of the big Magic Cons, the three, because it helps you not have to take extra stuff home that you're like, hey, I went a little crazy this weekend. I bought way too many packs. I cracked them all. I got some good stuff, but I have like 50,000 cards I don't need. And hell, I don't have to take them on the plane back home. I can give them to a good cause, and they can help teach like kids. So that's really awesome for multiple reasons, really.
And they get a lot of cards too. Like 1 year when we shipped back from Vegas, they had 87 pounds of cards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just below the 90-pound threshold that FedEx was allowing at the convention.
Yeah.
This one we now officially have a donation station with Wizards at the Magic Kids booth because now we've paired up with Family the Gathering, and we're gonna have the guy that's doing helping sort the cards is actually driving from Rochester, Minnesota, and driving down to Vegas and driving back with all the cards.
Wow.
Because they're assuming they're gonna get so many cards this
Well,
time
yeah,
around. Because
that's
now we're
true.
also linked up with the Black Lotus VIP section. We're able to go in there and get all their bulk as well.
Nice.
So we're like, which was it was in Chicago, and I'm like, they're like, yeah, you guys can go in the VIP area. I'm like, what can I do? So I was like, yeah, I will gladly go up there. And it was just to collect the bulk, and they had boxes of bulk. Like it's insane the amount of bulk that people will they don't want to have it. They will usually want to keep a couple of the good cards here and there, but that's about it. They have what they need,
Right. Yeah, I really do think it's like a brilliant idea to have that there because of that, for that alone. And then on top of that, the fact that you guys, because it's not just you, it's a whole team teaching kids and adults, new players about Magic and how to do it. So that's really awesome. So getting back to your content, and we said you focus on Pauper. So what is it about Pauper that interests you so much as opposed to standard EDH?
Predominantly the cost. The cost is number one, and then two is the creativity. Over the years, I was consistently at the point where I wanted to be able to create decks that were around $50 to $100. I wanted to be able to like showcase like, hey, you can play a full EDH game without having to spend $400 or $500+ on a deck. And as I was just playing the game, I kept doing like the $50 build, and then I discovered like I was just randomly because I said to Crabs and a bunch of other random players and whatnot, like, hey, there's a format called Pauper Commander, like it's an uncommon creature, and the rest is all commons. Like most of the decks are sub $50,
right?
Like you can build a deck for $5 to $10, and even in competitive formats, when it comes to competitive Pauper, the most expensive deck is like $70 because that has snowlands. Take the snowlands out of there, and you're down to like 25, 30.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
Like that's the expensive part about our format is snowlands. Like that is a basic land is what makes it expensive.
That's great.
And I think that is a phenomenal aspect. Like you can literally get together a bunch of bulk chaff that you got just floating around. Like, oh, this is kind of cool. Throw it together, and it'll still hold its own. So that's where it leads to the point too. Is the creativity is the commander can be any uncommon creature. It does not have to be a legendary.
Right.
So because of that, I find like there's a lot more creativity in it because like when you build a commander deck, there's the typical mindset. You go to EDH Rec, you start looking at specific decks, and you have like this baseline. Oh, the deck has to have these 40, 50 cards because that's the specifics of what this deck's going to be.
Right.
Whereas when you're with Pauper Commander, you're like, oh, I'm limited to only commons. I have to start thinking a little bit deeper now. And I've hosted 8 tournaments for Pauper Commander now. And every single event that I've hosted, there's a couple of decks that are like, this is not going to do well. And it turns out it does pretty decent. And seeing that, like, you're going into, like, if you're in a competitive format, you know the decks you're going to be seeing, you know the cards you're going to be seeing. Now, there's a typical generic meta within competitive Pauper Commander, but there's also, like, not. You can bring in a deck that's going to do, you would assume, nothing, and it still does well, which is just, it's hysterical how that itself breaks it down. So that's why, like, that's the two things. Like, it's dirt cheap to play, and you can play with literally anything.
Right.
Like, I've had times where, like, oh, this card's really, really cool, but it's not. I can't use it as my commander.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that stinks. But then you go, wait a minute, I can do it as a pauper commander.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cards where, like, that, it's just almost there to be a commander. You're like, oh, I could rule 0 it.
Right.
But this way, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You can just straight up play the commanders.
Yeah, and no, that's fair, because like I've come across that many times where it's like you oh, this is great, and why isn't it legendary? Damn it, it would be such a fun legendary, you know. Yeah, so
Exactly.
like I think one of the first ones I can remember is Academy Manufacturer, because I was like, why is this not a legendary creature that could be a commander?
Yep.
Like, probably too strong, but like, yeah, so like you could do it in Pauper then. Hey JJ, how you doing?
Hey, JJ. Hey, what up, JJ?
So, what do you feel makes your content stand out? Because we know there's just an endless sea of Magic the Gathering content creators, you know, people streaming Commander games all the time, everywhere, you know. So what do you feel separates OMG from everybody else?
When I'm playing, I don't need to win. In all honesty, I want everyone to showcase themselves. I'm here to, like, basically have the other players showcase their skills and their deck building. And then when I go through my other platforms like Instagram or Blue Sky or Threads, for example, like, I'm showcasing new cards that are coming out, trying to build more discussion base as opposed to just throwing out, oh, here's a synergy of this. Like, everyone sees this, like, here's a card. And when I'm building, like, deck text online, I want people to, like, oh, hey, like, this is cards that you might not see. Like, try to just build that discussion within the community as opposed to just throwing random things out there.
Right.
And a lot of times I'll have other creators, I'll do collaborations with their posts, so it shows up on my feed as well. That way, where it's just not my content alone, it's also other creators as well. We're all working together to be able to expand the horizons as opposed to just like, here's my content, there you go. That's it. That's all it is. I want to keep growing, so I'd be able to, like, have people all over the world are able to see the different stuff.
I get that, and I do see that, because like as you're saying those things, it's, you know, and so that makes me think of a new question as well. With your content creation, do you specifically, like, is every platform its own content? I know myself, I get a little lazy, and it's kind of like, okay, this is a post, and I kind of use it on a couple different formats or a couple different, you know, socials to try and just make sure that I'm posting every day. But do you consciously make an effort to be like, okay, Instagram's going to be this, Blue Sky's going to be this, you know, this is what
not
I
really.
No?
Like, here and there, but for the most part, not really. When it comes to Instagram and Threads, I do this, like, those, because obviously they're linked together.
Yeah, of course.
I have those be from there. Blue Sky, I here and there post on the thing that's more so just for communication on other people's interactions. I don't use X anymore because that's a literal joke.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
When it comes to Twitch, I do focus predominantly on streaming the games of, like, Pauper Commander and Commander on Mitgo, on Magic Online. And then YouTube, I usually do in the past where I do, like, deck creation over there, where I do predominantly deck creation, but I'll also do modern content, or I'll do, like, other formats of recorded games as opposed to a live stream game. That way people can, like, look at, oh, he put this deck together, let's see how that deck plays out. Whereas, like, when it comes to, like, Mitgo, when I'm playing EDH or Pauper Commander, there really isn't any, like, divulsion of, like, this is how the deck was built. So that's where I try to separate those avenues, whereas, like, YouTube is for, like, deck building and deck exploration, whereas Twitch is like just throw in a game. Let's get in some games.
Right. That makes sense. Do you have a piece of your content that you are the most proud of, and like why? Like one, whether it was a game, whether it was something that, whether it blew up and did amazing, or just something you put effort into that you really liked. Like, is there anything that stands out in your mind?
The biggest one is more so my tournament, where I, like, basically collaborated with everyone together with all the different peoples. That's what my kid says. Peoples.
Peoples.
And we all came together to raise over $1,000 for Extra Life. It was my 1-year anniversary, and we came together with a bunch of different Pauper Commander channels, and we all like culminated together, and it was fantastic. And even like within like I remember, like, it was the final four, and all four of them were like can we just like end it here and just donate all the money? Well, I was like, none of them like they're like, yeah, we don't need to win all because I said all the money
Yeah.
because it was literally a culmination of multiple channels
Right.
coming together, and everyone just kept donating money. It was like, holy cripes!
That is
Like,
fantastic. That's awesome. Yeah.
so I was like, that was huge. We raised tons and tons of money, and like the prize, there was tons of prize support. I gave away a bunch of cards from the different creators and everything come together. And like it was the design. Like obviously it was the 1 year anniversary of my tournaments. But it was still like the exploration of like, hey, we're all together.
Right.
It was epic.
That's really cool. So, like running those tournaments that you've been doing for a while, like, do you find it difficult, or is it easier now that you've gotten a bunch of them under your belt?
It's always a pain in the rear end. Every single one of the events, there's always something happening. I've just now been able to understand and adapt to it better. Because you have to go into it expecting something's going to go wrong. Whether it be someone's caught cheating or slow playing, or the communication was not great, or the rulings of the judge stance weren't proper. Like even when the last tournaments I was in, but I was helping out with, someone got caught cheating, and it was a whole scandal. And it was like, why are we doing this?
Right.
And it's happened in like so many different games, and you have to be prepared for that. Because you have the fact that you're bringing together mine are online, they're not in person.
Right.
That's where the difficulty comes into play. If they were in person, they might be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But trying to get together for a Pauper Commander tournament is very, very limited. Because, like I said, the grand prize might be $200, and people aren't going to fly from across the country for $200. Like even there's our main one we do is in Detroit at RIW Hobbies. They do it once a year where they do a competitive Pauper tournament. But even that one, it's mainly just locals. It's like 2/3 locals, and there's a third of us from the different communities that we fly out there because it's like a once a year thing.
Right.
And I think the first place is $250 for it. So you're spending more money to fly out there than it is to. So it's more so just a game to hang and chill with people.
Yeah. So if you could go back to the start of your creator journey within Magic the Gathering, what is something that you would change to make your life easier? It's not necessarily, oh, if I knew then, I know now, but just a little like, oh, hey, learn this early. Like learn OBS first, or learn Twitch, before jumping in. What is something that you would have liked to focus differently?
Create a template. Whatever you want to do, make a template and stop trying to change it every other day. Like it took me forever to even just get to the blue backdrop with the corgis and like the baseline stuff like that. I was trying different things over and over again, even on the YouTube thumbnails, the Twitch like starting, like they're all so different. Like just create one, like it. Like even I said earlier, like the logo went from me being professional to playful corgi guy.
Right.
Like stop focusing on that and like just build the content. Do one basic frame scene and work with that.
Right.
The content will, like the people will come after that. So I think like if you just like create this structure, this is what I want the deck slides to be. This is what I want the regular post to be. And I've done that now, so it's made it's way easier to create posts and basic content on that one. Like the overlays, same with like someone if you're in OBS. Get that stuff done first, because like when you get that squared away, then you can focus on everything else, as opposed to you're trying to make a content. Oh, now let me go do this OBS over layout. Let me go do this now. Get that stuff done first, because that's just the tedious stuff.
Yes.
Where it's not creating any growth for you. It looks pretty, don't get me wrong, but it's not establishing any growth. Once you have that, then focus on everything else.
That's pretty good. That's good advice. What part of your personality do you feel really shines through in your content? Like what has been amplified by being able to be in front of the camera and do these things?
Just trying to share the happiness and explain to people that like, even though you're losing, it's not a loss, because every loss is an opportunity for more growth. And that's the biggest push I try to explain to people, is like, people are like, oh, I lost this, or I lost that, or I'm not good here, or I'm not good at that. It's like, no, like that's not a step back. Like, even though it may be one step back, you're giving yourself 2 steps forward, because like, oh yeah, I played this, but like, oh wait, no, it's okay. Like now you learned that when this happens, you can do that. or you'll be able to expand yourself further. Like there's always that growth of self-identity
Mhm.
that we're all here, we're all struggling our ways, but we need to all work together to build our better self. And
Right.
that's why I try to expand that with my throwing my face out there and letting everyone throw it. Like that's why I think it's funny. I got magic because of my accent.
Yeah.
Like stupid little silly things like that. Like
Yeah.
just create that love of the game and share that. Like we're not here just to only win and do nothing but win. Like that's
Right.
not the way this game was designed to be. Yes, you can have a focus, you want to win the game, but when you only care about winning and not care about anything else, like
Yeah.
you forget what the point of this game is. It's literally called The Gathering. It's like
Right.
in the title.
Yes.
Like that is the purpose of this game.
Yes. You're supposed to hang out, laugh, have fun, and then, win every once in a while. I agree completely.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've never, I mean, it's funny because like one of the two reasons why the Unskilled Commander got created was because I lost so much to my friends, my one friend group. Like I just lost every game, like all the time. And it was really frustrating me and ticking me off. But I was just like, I wanted to learn and wanted to get better. And so it was about trying to find out what was wrong with what I was doing and why I wasn't matching their level of skill and play and all that. And but I never wanted to win every game. It wasn't about stomping them constantly and, oh, I'm the best. I just wanted to get to the point where I was winning like one in every 4 to 5 games. You know what I mean? Like that's all I wanted, because that's when it's fun. It's like you're laughing first couple games, you lose too many in a row, you're starting to get, all right, a little salty, blah, blah, blah. By the 4th game, you're starting to be like, all right, this is starting to suck. And then if you win, like, okay, I won. All right, I'm good. And then you lose a couple, and then you win again. It's like that kind of cadence is like, okay, that's cool. And I think I've gotten a little better and gotten to that point. But yeah, it's not about curb stomping and winning it at all costs and it's just about learning the game and having fun with it and having fun with friends and being good enough that you win on occasionally to keep it fresh and keep it moving.
Bingo.
Yes, I agree. So has being a creator shown you a part of your personality that you didn't know you had? Like, has it strengthened a weakness? Was like, the examples like, oh, I used to be shy, or I didn't like public speaking or improv or whatever. Is like, has it strengthened any of that by
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I've been working in sales for forever, so like having that personality, like putting myself out there.
Mhm.
I'm always middle of nowhere on my own kind of styles, but like being like pushing yourself and like giving yourself no chance, like you need to talk. It like up. Carpet stripped under you, either you catch yourself or you fall.
Right.
So because of that, like obviously it's helped me like push, like, hey, like don't be afraid to speak up, speak your mind, have that communication between like your play group and your people around you. Like don't be afraid to voice your opinion. There's always gonna be someone who disagrees with you. That's just how it is.
Well, yeah.
But the way I look at it is like you like when it comes to like someone I heard the other day was like, oh, they think I'm ugly. Right, yeah, but they think it, not the person who cares about you. Like,
true.
it's all about perspective. Like, yes, someone's gonna think that your deck's bad, or your personality's not great, or this is a horrible choice that you made. But like, that's them. That's not the people who care about you. The people who care about you are the ones that are gonna show their true compassion for you. Like, oh, yeah, let's be ugly together then. Like, let's have fun with this.
Right.
Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of the communication and expansion of what I'm trying to bring to the table, in a sense, is like, we're here. Like, this is, like I said, it's a beating a dead horse. Like, this is the gathering. Like, allowing that to keep going is like basically what helps get everything out there. Like, that's why even my kid, like, she's got to be 2. I want her to start, like, every time we go out and about, I gotta go, make sure you say hi. Hi, peoples. Hi, peoples. Like, you gotta be unafraid to speak your mind, even if there's someone's out there who's going to try to put you down.
Right.
Like every one person putting you down, there's going to be plenty more bringing you up.
It's true.
Yeah. And it's fine. It might think that no one's going to bring, like, everyone's bringing you down. I had it for years and years and years. I just kept feeling like getting nowhere. You have the moments where you basically just break down and cry and just say, yep, this is the worst shit ever, But it's when you have those people who mean a lot to you and like they're there for you, that's what makes it the most. Like, they're like, we can all now take that mindset, and I want to expand that to as many people I can, and it allows me to like keep going further and further within the game by having my face out there, putting myself at the forefront, and just like consistently help.
that's a really great stance to have, and like and mindset rather to just face the world that way, because you're right. I mean, it gets tough, but you have to realize that you know everything ebb and flows. It's going to be bad, it's going to be good, and then it's going to be bad again. It's going to be good again. And you have to try to just buckle down and ride it, and find the people that you care about, and use them as support, and get everybody get through it together. So
Exactly.
so within the considering that you're a content creator right now, if Magic magically went away tomorrow, like it had existed, but now suddenly all the cards are gone, you can't replicate it, it's just gone. Would you move to a different thing to be a creator for, or would you just say, okay, you know what, did my thing, I was a creator, stop being a creator, and move on to something else?
I would probably just do photos and photography, and it's capturing because I've done photography on the side for many years,
Mm-hmm.
and generally I'll do landscape photography and trying to capture the essence of different perspectives that people aren't going to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times when I go to conventions, I don't like, even if it's like, oh, there's no LobbyCon or whatever it is, or there's something else that's going on, like I'll do that, but I predominantly also want to explore the area and like take photos of things that people may not see, and discovering that unknown beauty
Mm-hmm.
behind something. So I probably would like put more aspect in that. Like literally when I was at SCG Hotfit, I could have just went and played more tournaments like after I finished working with the Magic kids. I was like, hey, you can do whatever you want after 5 o'clock. I went around, I found this entire like skate park that had graffiti all over it, and discovering these new things. Like if you don't go places and you just stay inside, you're not going to discover anything. Like when I
Right.
went to Vegas, I think I walked easily 10, 15 miles at one of the Vegases, because I just kept walking around for hours and hours, just looking at this. What is that? Where's this? And like just snapping photos of all of it, because it's tons of fun. Even when I was at DreamHack, I was like, oh, I've never been to Dallas before. Let me go explore for like an hour and a half.
That's
And I
awesome.
just walk around.
That's really awesome. You'll have to show me some of your photos at some point, because I love, like I know on Hobbs Q and online we go back and forth, because like I like to take pictures as well. I don't have like actual gear, but I always like taking pictures of unique angles. So like something will jump out at me where it's like, oh, that staircase is cool, but if you like tilt down as you're taking the picture and go up, it's like it has a more moving feel to it, or whatever. Or like take a picture of a building but you like look straight up at it or whatever. So that's my kind of thing, is like landscape and architecture, and like getting weird angles and weird perspectives.
Same.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
It's basically me.
Yeah. All right then. So other end of it, if like, what is your pie in the sky dream of what your content could be? Like what would you love to see it become in whatever 5-10 years or whatever like that? Like what do you want OMG to represent, and where do you want it to be as a creator?
More so just getting cards and giving them away. I'd love to be able to become like an ambassador for one of the sets like that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I would just give it away. I would showcase the cards. I'd say this does this. I'd play games that open the packs and everything like that.
Right.
But I would just give it away. Like that's what it is. I want people who can't get these specific cards. Like the amount of times I've just given stuff away just because people have asked, and oh, I like this. Like I've just given everything away because I don't need it. Like
Yeah.
I have my few things that I play. If I want to, like, I'll optimize a few decks. Like I only have maybe like I still got a chunk of change for decks, but like you just focus on your main ones.
Yeah.
And I think like I would like to keep growing when it's like I can get people to give me stuff, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not keeping it for my own self-loathing base. Like it's like I'll be giving it to myself, and then I'll use it as a giveaway for something, or I can showcase it just to a way and like allow that to expand. Like that's why I try to do as many giveaways as I possibly can, because that's what people need. Like people don't have access to all of these things 24/7.
Oh yeah.
And that's one of the bigger reasons why I would love to be an ambassador, just so I can like have that opportunity to give people things that they aren't able to easily get.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, and you see that a lot, because it's like the ambassadors tend to get a decent amount of product, and then a lot of them do giveaways as well. But you see that thing where it's like, well, I mean, I don't know how. I mean, if I was, and I've did the petitioning to be a Spider-Man, because Spider-Man means the most to me. So that's like the only one I really. It's the only set I truly care about being an ambassador for. Yeah, it's like I would, because it's Spider-Man, I kind of want to keep it, but hearing you say that makes me realize that it's like, okay, there's the compromise in there. It's like, yeah, but like if they send you the kind of stuff that it seems like they send, it's like, well, then I can keep the stuff I want for decks, and then I will also have bulk and have rares that I don't want, because like even out of the few Spider-Man cards they've shown, because it was like that special gift package, it wasn't part of the actual set. You know, it wasn't like I wasn't super wowed by like any of them that I have to build that version. So like there'll be cards in the set like that. So I'm like, well, here's an awesome mythic rare that people love, but I don't care about this building it. So let's give it away. So that's a good idea to keep in mind for future things like that. So okay, besides Magic, and you mentioned photography, of course, but what other kind of hobbies do you have? Like, is there anything else that's
I like to go hiking, and I like to do kayaking like a lot. I like to just travel as what I can. Like, me and the missus and the fam, we just travel all around the place. We go hiking and we go kayaking in the summer. I love doing yard work. I'm like your typical dad. I love doing the yard work. I'm a very basic guy. I don't really do a bajillion and one things. It's more so just go out and explore and learn new things. I love visiting places and going on like the history trails and trying to like learn where things started and where they are now and the transitions from that. Like, I love doing all that. But there's just so many things that are out there that are undiscovered, and learning those things is fun.
Yeah. Like, so that to that end, have you done, or are you trying to do any of like the visit all 50 states? Have you already done it? Like, you make an effort? Is that something you'd want to do?
I definitely want to do it. I've done the entire East Coast. I've done on the West Coast, Arizona, Texas, California, Denver, Iowa, Indiana, the New Yorks, probably like 20 states, I'd say. Events. My eventual goal is what I want to do is I want to get a camper and then go to all of the national parks.
Oh yeah, there you go.
That's what I want to do. Like, literally just like me and the fam, we just get in a trailer, whatever it is, and we just go to spend a month just on the road, going to all the different national parks in the entire country, and just going. Because I remember, like, me and Amber, we went to Death Valley, and it was the craziest thing. It's 120 degrees out, and we're like, this is epic. And then we went to Palm Springs, California, and we're like, this is the most... We had no idea about any of it, and we're just like exploring. Like, this is like, look at this, look at that. We went to one of the mountains that was up there, and it was like 8,600 feet up. They take a tram all the way up. It was crazy. Like, just seeing all these different places is just super epic.
That sounds really fun. That's really cool. I think I don't even know. I don't think I've really been in any parks except for, now I can't remember. The most famous geyser. Old Faithful.
Old Faithful, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there when I was really super young, because my grandfather at the time lived out in Montana. So like we did a road trip out to there, and then like where it was like closer in, shot around to it, and just like half a day or whatever. But yeah, so those things, that's a really cool idea to go see all those. One of my goals for like next year or the next couple of years, I've been meaning to do it, but I just kind of put it off. I want to go to one of the blackout zones. Have you, like, what I'm talking about, where it's like, there's actually one in Pennsylvania where, because of like whatever mile radius it is, there's no cities, there's no major towns or anything. So, and it's a protected area, so that it's one of the few places where you can see the true night sky, because there's no dimming of the night sky with all the ambient light.
Yeah, there's no like light pollution. Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to go to one of those.
That would be epic. That'd be like wicked epic.
All right. Well, you actually kind of touched on the next question, was like, what's a dream location you'd want to visit?
I want to go to Iceland. That is a dream for that one. So there's 3 total places I want to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Reykjavik in Iceland. I want to go there. Reykjavik, whatever that was pronounced. 2, I want to go to Hawaii, where they filmed Jurassic Park.
Okay.
And 3, I want to go to New Zealand, where they filmed Lord of the Rings.
Right. Yeah. Those are all
3.
valid. That's cool.
I want to do the entire. So they have I think it's like a 2-week trip. When you go to New Zealand, it follows the entire path that they took in New Zealand for the Lord of the Rings.
Oh my
gosh. 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. It's like 8,000 a person. But like something that's way in the potential future.
Right.
But I'm like, this is freaking epic.
That
so
would be sweet. To do that. Come on. Like, and Hobbit Town's there now, right? Like, didn't they make it so that you can actually at least visit it? I don't think you can stay there, but you can visit it now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man, if it wasn't for the 15-hour flight or whatever it is, it's like
Yeah,
so
no,
insanely long
seriously.
to get there. I would love to go to like Australia and New Zealand as well. They just seem really cool, but even though Australia is like a death trap.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, every place is really. I mean, we've got like, tornadoes and hurricanes, but man, every single animal there wants to kill you.
Yeah, you're the bait.
Yeah.
They're there to get you.
Right, seriously. All right. So last question I have for you. Back to your Magic the Gathering content. Do you have any kind of hell yeah moments from across your thing where you kind of feel like, okay, I'm here, I made it. Like maybe not, you didn't. I mean, we're not like, we're not the next professor or anything, but like you're like, yeah, I belong in this space. This is pretty sick that this happened. Would it be like your preview card or something else or one of the tournaments you've done?
Yeah, so one was when I hit 10,000 followers on Instagram. That was pretty epic. I thought that was really, really cool. Two was the preview card. I think that was really freaking insane. I was able to get I had
awesome.
2 preview cards, one legendary, a Jasper Flint, and Blood something or other. It wasn't like a card, unfortunately.
Right.
And then the other moments, it's a culmination of multiple moments. It's like when, like I said, for yourself, like when other creators, like being able to help them get to affiliation links or grow their channels or get to a high point. Those are the biggest moments of like, oh, I was able to bring this person to like X amount of followers. I was able to bring them to that level or get more exposure for them. Like that's where a lot of it comes to the point, like different creators, artists, stuff like that. I love expanding those horizons for them.
Yes, those are all really awesome things. Like the 10,000 is incredible. The preview card was fantastic, and I loved your video that you made. It was so much fun.
I had so much fun with that.
So cool. All right, but those are all the questions I had for you.
Awesome.
So, as always, man, love you. Appreciate you coming on. It was a lot of fun. Got to, and I learned some new stuff about you, and hope everyone watching enjoyed it.